The most dangerous fool I ever met didn't carry a power sword or a melta-gun. He carried a code. He was obsessed with justice in a galaxy where only necessity reigns. He was shrouded in black, a vigilante, and he was going to expose a truth that would get 10 million people killed. This was on Forge World Xylos. Not Akkadian desert, but a grim, gothic crucible of fire and steel, constantly drowning in acid rain and the screams of overworked servo skulls. I was stationed there with a detachment of the 3rd Vostroyan Firstborn, tough, disciplined soldiers, but new to the pervasive, oily corruption that coated Xylos like soot. The local administratum was a joke. Bribes, theft, inefficiency, the usual symptoms of a distant, dying imperium. Our mission was to stabilize logistics, meaning we were there to shoot anyone who slowed down the output of tanks. The trouble didn't come from the official heretics or the local mutants. It came from the shadows. There were whispers, reports of high-level officials being neutralized, quietly, too cleanly. They weren't just assassinated, they were disgraced. Their crimes, fraud, embezzlement, graft, were exposed with irrefutable data dumped onto public cogitators. No one saw the attacker, only the results. The local authorities called him a terrorist. We called him efficient for a few hours anyway. Then we found his signature. In a low-level gang hideout, the thugs weren't just dead. They were strategically disabled and trussed up, hanging from the ceiling. A crude black insignia, a stylized bat wing, was painted nearby. When I finally cornered the creature responsible, I almost shot him on sight. He was clad head to toe in advanced, unsanctioned black armor, equipped with tech that bordered on heresy. He moved like a ghost and fought like an Astartes. He called himself the Batman, the sheer arrogance of the moniker. But he was effective. He saw the administratum's corruption not as a necessary evil of imperial bureaucracy, but as a moral weakness that could be fixed. He was looking for a solution, using his vast resources and his code, his absolute refusal to kill, to bring the local criminals to justice. His goal was to make Xylos a better place, a tragic, ludicrous ambition in this age. Our first direct interaction was violent. He mistook my detachment for a corrupt security force. He used gas grenades and those strange boomerang shuriken things. It took a coordinated barrage of disciplined lass fire to pin him down. When I finally had my bolt pistol pressed to his armored cowl, I told him exactly what he was. A highly dangerous, unsanctioned tech heretic and a vigilante who would be executed for disrupting the imperial tithe. He didn't plead. He spoke, his voice modulated to a low growl. He was reasoning with me. He claimed he was fighting for the true imperial law, exposing the rot from within so the righteous could take over. He was obsessed with uncovering the root cause of the corruption. He offered me proof. Data showing how the highest levels of the Forge World's governance were siphoning resources, deliberately slowing down production. He saw a conspiracy of greed. I saw something far worse. I told him corruption was the natural state of man. It was inevitable. It was a tax the Imperium pays for stability. But he wouldn't listen. He pushed, and in doing so, he dug too deep. He followed the chain of illegal exports, not to a corrupt official's villa, but to a hidden docking station where the cargo wasn't illegal arms, but human sacrifices. This was no mere greed. This was Slanesh. The cult of depravity had burrowed its way into the very heart of the Forge World's governance. The corruption wasn't about money. It was about pleasure and pain dedicated to the Dark Prince. The Batman, with his obsession with data and evidence, finally found his true enemy. He was ready to expose the entire network to the public. His goal was maximum exposure. He planned to broadcast the evidence of the cult's activities, the rituals, the victims, the names, across every public channel on Xylos. He thought that by exposing the crime, the populace would rise up and demand justice. He didn't understand that on Xylos, the populace would simply be plunged into mass hysteria, turning the entire world into a riot of ecstatic violence, making the Emperor's enemies stronger. I tried to stop him physically. He was too good, too fast. He had superior intelligence, better gear, and his conviction made him relentless. His unwillingness to kill meant he fought surgically, non-lethally, constantly attempting to neutralize me rather than eliminate me. That code, that one absolute weakness, was the only reason I survived that encounter. The Batman finally broke through the security layers and reached the main broadcast spire. He prepared his transmission, convinced that by shining a light on the darkness, he was saving the planet. He stood there, surrounded by his esoteric gadgets, ready to be the savior of Xylos. But he didn't realize the gravity of his opponents. The cult of Slaanesh wasn't led by a bureaucrat. It was led by a traitor marine, a noise marine, who had been using the cult to harvest souls and test sonic weaponry. The Astartes was waiting. The moment the Batman initiated the broadcast sequence, the traitor revealed himself, unleashing a sonic blast that shattered every window within a kilometer radius. The sonic attack hit the Batman with the force of a battle cannon. His advanced armor protected him from the shrapnel, but the sheer force and the malignant warp energy coursing through the sound disabled his suit's delicate electronics. He was thrown back, stunned, his systems failing. His obsession with technological superiority had met its spiritual match. I arrived minutes later, my Vostroyans struggling to keep the cultists at bay. The Batman lay on the floor, his cowl cracked, his voice sputtering through a broken modulator. He was beaten, not by me, but by the sheer, overwhelming spiritual magnitude of evil in the galaxy. He had faced crime. Now he faced damnation. I stood over him, my pistol still hot. The noise marine was distracted, fighting my determined troopers. I had a clear shot at the Batman. I knelt down, forcing him to meet my stare through the cracked cowl. He was alive, defeated, but his eyes were still burning with that mad sense of justice. "You see it now, vigilante," I hissed. "You expose the darkness, and the darkness consumes us all. Your code, it almost killed the planet," I told him, my voice devoid of emotion. "The secrets you seek cannot be handled by men. This truth is a virus. You wanted justice? Here is the only justice the Imperium offers." I didn't shoot him. I couldn't. Not when the noise marine was closing in. Instead, I did the only thing that could save Xylos. I aimed my bolt pistol at his main broadcast hub and vaporized his entire data uplink. I sacrificed the truth to save the world from hysteria. The Batman was dragged out of the spire by my troopers, unconscious but alive. I classified him as a high-value tech heretic, but I didn't turn him over to the Inquisitor. Instead, I left him. I gave him a non-lethal stasis bomb and dumped him into the far reaches of the sector's void space, erasing his file. I needed him gone, far away from any secrets that could actually damn us all. Because in the Imperium, some heroes must die or disappear to prevent the truth from destroying 10 million more. Now past the